Done this, so today I don't know if anybody's watching, but today we're tearing apart the Fairmont. So last time you guys saw this, we had it on the dyno and it blew up. Yeah, it tore up the block pretty good, and we're trying to get the turbo out at the moment. So hey, we got a viewer. Okay, can you guys hear me? Hang on, let me bring up the chat. How the heck do I do that? Live chat. There we go. All right, can you guys hear me?
What a mess.
Yes, okay, they can hear me. Tearing apart the Fairmont today, so I thought give this live streaming stuff a shot. Yeah, show you the damage. I don't know if you can see that or not because I can't see the screen. And we're taking the turbo off at the moment, so I'm gonna set you guys right here. This is literally the first time I've ever live streamed, so yeah, this is gonna be a little bit unprofessional. But yep, this is working. Okay.
Of course, we're on, and now I'm crawling around on hands and knees because the.
Alright, where's your phone?
My phone?
Yeah.
It's right beside your phone.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up the chat on my dad's phone so that we can keep up. Can you guys hear us over here? Like if I talk over here, audio levels are good? Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're tearing this thing down, so I'm gonna start breaking head bolts loose. And, alright, cool. So if I got... Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna set this here, and then we can keep an eye on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm gonna go grab a tool and start taking head bolts loose.
Oh. What a mess. It broke.
Okay. Any questions? Sounds good. Let's stand right here. Thanks, Gearhead. 800 horsepower monster. Yep.
Wishful thinking. 800 horsepower part digester. What kind of garbage is that? No.
brother bought this for me for Christmas. Extendo breaker bar. Pretty neat. Okay. What's all done to the engine? Almost nothing. We just put camshafts in it. Actually, just popped those guys out. They're Schneider Racing reground cams. It looks like one of our lobes got a little, well, a couple lobes got a little, not lobes, but the journals got a little bit of damage. You can just catch your fingernail on some of them. It'll buff. And then we put valve springs in it as well. Stock cam and intake too. Yep, stock cam, stock intake. Or not cam, but stock exhaust manifold. Okay, you want to take the downpipe off?
I'm working on it.
Okay. And then the whole, yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Good.
Cleaned up the leaks.
Yep.
There had to be almost a quart of oil in the exhaust, in the wastegate.
Where can I find them cams? Go to Schneider Racing on Google, or just type in Schneider Racing cams on Google, and then look up the Vortex 4200 cams. We sell install kits on packracing.com. If you go to packracing.com/store, we sell all the shims and flash adjusters that you need in order to install the cams, because they grind down the base circle, so you got to take up that lash with some sort of shim. Sick week 2023. We're planning on it.
Yes!
Yep, we definitely had a little bit of FOMO from not being able to make it this year. So, definitely going to try and make next year.
Bailey, watch out. We'll have one in the sixes. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's a six.
Yeah,
Never
it's a
mind.
6-cylinder,
Not
not
6 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, by then he'll be in the 4s.
Yep. We got 22 viewers. Not bad for first live stream ever. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Feel free to make fun of Calvin.
Yep. Okay. Gotta get those bolts. So there's bolts that go this way into the head that you gotta take out before you take it off. And I try to make sure I get all the bolts that I always forget first.
Did you get the shims out of there?
Yeah, I got all the belt train stuff out. Okay.
What do you need?
I just need the ratchet and I was looking for it. And
I'll be done with it in a minute.
I'll just get it on.
I just gotta loosen this up.
Yeah, I'll just get it on.
Alright, well there's a whole set right there.
So we planned, I'm going to pull the head off in the chassis just because it's a lot easier to hold the engine stable when it's in the car versus when it's on an engine stand. So that's the logic there. Plus I want to see the blown up piston sooner rather than later.
The autopsy has begun.
Yeah.
Intake, or piston parts were inside the intake.
Yep.
It shared the wealth with the other cylinders.
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually supposed to be gas in your exhaust pipe, not oil. Yeah, I'm interested too. Better than stock. I'm really interested to find out what we grab.
And the metal parts are still 20-something degrees because the thing was outside all night.
Yeah.
I think I lost a water pressure.
Was it a one-off, or is this really the weak point?
What's that?
I'm not sure what you mean better than stock. So is this a one-off?
The engine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is this really the weak point? Oh, meaning like is the failure a one-off failure, like
No.
something you could fix?
No. The engine got sawed in two.
Focus a little on the camera, closer, a little more. Okay, I'm trying to get work done at the same time, so maybe I can move the camera.
Just give everybody a quick tour.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick tour. So we're tearing apart our 800 horsepower 4200. We just had it on the dyno last weekend, and you guys probably saw the video of it blowing up in spectacular fashion.
800 horsepower metal puree generator.
Yeah. So maybe I'll shove the camera somewhere up here. Like here-ish. No, I don't like that.
Alright, this fitting on
Alright, I'm gonna stay here.
line was loose.
Okay. Okay. Alright, we can go there. Best you can do, yeah, okay. I'll give it a shot. I think it means point our faces at the camera. Point our faces at the camera when we're talking, I think is what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it caught on the drain.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
There we go. Here, grab the front end. Yep. I gotta get this. There you go. Cheers. Oh, wow.
Yep, there's holes in the other side too. So this is our exhaust manifold that we made for the thing. You guys may have seen it in other videos, and here's the infamous self-clearanced impeller. But it's just a stock manifold, and then we just welded a T4 flange onto the bottom.
Hey, the oil pan survived.
Yay!
Both sides.
Alright.
You got it. You got to show them
I'm going to
this.
show you some carnage. Okay. Alright. Oh my.
Here comes Rodney.
Oh, you guys see that?
Here comes Rodney. Can you see Rodney?
Yep, there's the rod. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Oh my.
Ooh. Rod went.
The bearing.
No, the rod is what failed.
Oh, okay. You think it's definitely the rod.
Yeah, it's...
Alright, hopefully you guys can see that. Can't see the screen and point the camera at the same time. Okay. Alright. Back over there. What did it say? 100% rod. Yeah, that's kind of what we thought. Okay. That's a big hole.
That's a big hole. That got into the drain and everything. But the amazing part is none of the water got out of the system.
Yeah, it didn't bleed any coolant out of the system.
There's no water in the lower part of the engine. All of the water is in the upper half of the engine.
Yeah, where the
And when it saw the block in two, it didn't get into any of the water passages that's in the top of the block. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, is this one special?
It's just like the TPS, and it's on the back. The flip is on. There you go.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, so now I can start breaking head bolts loose. it snap. Yep.
Right,
It's
I am
definitely-
on the slide. Yes.
Okay. You guys are familiar with these engines? You know the head bolts are a particular point of contention. They almost always snap. But it's because they designed this like, oh wow, this thing's. They put this little like stress riser in the bolt right here, and they always snap right there. But this one actually came out and looks to be kind of intact, which is amazing. Normally the higher mileage stuff tends to snap more. So this having 175,000 miles on it, it's kind of surprising. Yeah. It's probably, I was expecting to snap every single one.
Alright, before we drop something in that oil pan, is it done draining?
It's still trickling.
I'm gonna choke it off and get that out.
Okay.
Oh, you can drive me.
Yep. That one snapped. No, I don't think it did. No, it didn't. That's amazing. It didn't snap. I'm gonna get myself. Let me get these out fast.
When the wastegate came off and everything went crazy, I don't know what to do with the drain flush. I think I knocked it.
Okay, it snapped.
Did you see it?
Check it.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, this is what they do. Well, this one. This one snapped off in the thread. Huh. Okay, you got it?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, maybe the extreme heat cycles help. Yep, this is literally my first live stream, and as we do more of these, I'll try to get a little bit more professional. As it is, you kind of guys are like propped up against a tape measure, so yeah, you're just like on my phone with a battery backup, propped up next to a tape measure. Yeah, it's like go dad, he's hardcore. Leaning over the fender. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Calvin's a slave driver.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I hate doing these. It's always anxiety. This one didn't snap either. Yep. This one's intact. Alright, that's number
I
3.
need a small drink.
Yeah, I just thought this was a perfect opportunity to try streaming for the first time, so here we are. Thanks to the 30 viewers Thank you, guys.
Broken!
Yeah. 2 out of 4.
Alright guys, start taking odds. How many?
Yep, how many think? How many?
You
how
gotta
many
tell them how many there are first.
Okay, there's 14 head bolts. How many are gonna break?
I need you.
Some weight in the sun, yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yep. Yep, no problem, guys.
Take 30 seconds to help me.
Okay. We need.
And then, here. Yeah, I'm putting all that stuff in a pile over next to the...
Yeah, I've just been piling.
I have more. This is a disaster over here.
Okay, that's the, what's his name?
Who is it?
The gearhead Chico said that, all the head bolts are gonna break now that I said something.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one's down. Alright. You're on a roll, Chico.
Just don't kick the drain pan. I'm gonna move it out of here.
Oh, oh, oh.
So everything on the exhaust side is coming off intact.
Yeah,
That's weird.
no, one of them on the intake is.
I said on the exhaust.
Yeah, one of them on the intake was starting to come out.
Oh. Alright,
I got it. We're 50-50 right now. 50-50.
look at that. That came out brand new.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Almost dropped it.
Stop recording. Got 2 cameras to pay attention to now.
Man, Uncle Rodney was angry. There. Oh, wow, that was loose too. So this fitting and this fitting were both loose.
Okay. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, we're probably gonna go ARP in the future, but at the moment we're sticking with stock. You know, for any engine that we tear apart, you know, take the head off, we're definitely gonna do ARP head studs. But what's it gonna be? Okay. Yeah, good idea.
What's that?
What do you think the failure was? Do you think it was a piston or a rod? That one came out.
Yeah, it did.
Where's
Just go right on.
You mean what are we going to put back in it? Yeah, we're definitely going to put a used 4200 back into this particular car, but we're using this as a learning experience for the next build.
We got 3 projects under underway
Yeah.
with a fourth being planned.
Yeah, we'll keep doing stuff with used 4200s, but
Drag Week's going to have
Yeah.
a built 4200
in the future, we're probably going to start doing built stuff.
in 2023.
Yeah.
That was that.
Okay, we're still 50-50. That one didn't break.
Oop. Give me too much. It's slimy.
Yep. So how many of you guys have a 4200 swap plan for your projects? What are you gonna put it in?
Oh, one of them.
50-50.
Goodbye. Yep, I didn't want to do that until the that way if we make a spark or anything. Goodbye. Need a break, Junior?
No, I'm good. I just don't like the break. It's break.
Ouch. Oh, yeah. Odds are looking like more breaks.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
As soon as I get the Nivlac power pack for mine. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
That was from Gear.
Okay, that's all of them. All right, let's figure out how many broken ones. Okay.
Hey, Paula. You're live.
Where's he at? Here.
My cat escaped. Okay, so we got.
Alright, I'll go over.
Okay. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 broken ones and 6 intact ones. Actually, this is in your view.
Ah!
Yeah.
Somebody heard Mom yelling.
Yeah.
She'll be back with a smile. Right now she's chasing cats across the neighbor's property.
Yeah.
Hobbs took off running.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll go help Mama.
Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. I feel like I'm Richard Holdner now. All right. That block is like very close to being 2 pieces. Yep. Get your custom 2-piece blocks. Actually, I don't recommend it. Alright. Let's get this fuel line out. You rip the head off, no matter. Yes, yep, head bolts snap. I just snapped 8 of them. actually had a motor where like literally every single one snapped. Fuel rail. Just gonna lay it down there for the moment. Yep, 4200 life. Okay. Screwdriver. Machine shop? What do you mean machine shop? You think asking if we're gonna go to the machine shop with the next motor? Yeah, you can extract the rest of the bolt out. You just have to use a lot of people use a left-handed drill bit, and they just drill into the bolt, and then it'll spin itself loose. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people say the bolts come right out. I've had that happen on a few, but don't have enough experience with it to say one way or the other. Yeah, you can take the bolts out yourself. Just use a left-handed drill bit. It's pretty simple. You know, just strike it with a center punch and then drill into it. And yeah, it's a little time consuming. I mean, we normally don't take them apart. So this next one that we do will probably be one of the first ones that we actually take apart. Yeah, we don't ring gap them or anything like that. Yeah, it's a total pain. Frankly that's why we haven't taken one apart yet. You know, it's just dealing with broken off head bolts is just a huge pain. Okay. Thanks, Rash. Up to 36 viewers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're tearing down our 800 horsepower Vortec 4200 at the moment. We already broke all the head bolts. So, about to the point where the head's going to come off. Yep. Big fan of hot rodding. Yeah, the oil pan looks like it's intact. The pickup tube definitely took a hit from the rod, but yeah, it looks like the oil pan's going to be saved. Yep, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit here at the moment. It's sunny, and I think tomorrow they're calling for snow, so welcome to PA. Yeah. Did you catch her?
Yeah,
Okay.
she ran home.
Okay.
She was upset.
Alright, Hobbs made it home. You guys can stop worrying.
That doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't.
I was expecting some garbage.
Okay, head's ready to come off. Yep. Alright, so hold on. Let me find my bucket. Where's the box? There it is. Okay. Alright.
Lift up on the other side.
Alright, taking the head off. Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Piston's inverted.
Oh boy. Rod broke.
Yeah. That head actually looks decent.
Look at all the pistons are perfect.
Alright, give me a second. Let me clean up
A mess. Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys a funny little picture. Dumping oil out of the intake port. Alright, you guys got to figure out which one broke. I'm not sure which one it is. Alright, here we go. Which one do you think it is?
That one's right there.
Wow. So that one's full of oil. Like, full. You think it's that one? Wow. So that's what we,
Except this was in there.
oh, yeah. Plus that, yeah.
I forget where it was at, but it was.
Okay.
I fitched it out.
Yeah. Dad disturbed the crime scene. Okay, let me get a picture of it before you...
Yeah, no evidence of heat on the wrist pin.
Okay.
What are people saying?
Yeah, one.
This is making.
Yeah, you Floridians, you have it so nice.
It's cold. This metal is cold.
Yeah, we don't change timing chains or anything. We literally the only things that we normally
I
do.
just go away. Sorry.
Literally the only things that we do are, well, for most stuff we don't do anything. We literally just bolt a turbo to it and go. But for a lot of stuff, we are putting these Schneider Racing reground cams in, and we've been picking up a lot of power because of that. And then there's a VHJ damper that apparently is needed if you want to rev it higher than 6,000 RPM. I'm not squarely convinced of that quite yet, but we've been running them just because they're the only SFI approved damper that you can get. So head gasket looks okay. Yeah, the head actually looks fine.
What?
No, it's got a few dents on it, but it actually looks kind of okay.
Yeah. Other than the bent valve.
Yeah. Okay, let me get a picture of it before.
I already pulled the rod part out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll have to step back in there.
Get to it.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
No. So take that camera.
Yeah, this one,
Wipe your hands. All right, if you're coming in, you better smile.
Okay.
Look out, the momster's back.
Cheese. Yeah, I got hogs.
live to the internet.
Well, I got hogs back in. She
Okay.
went back in on her own.
She got cold.
I think we found our problem.
Wow.
The part that didn't get clobbered is in pretty good shape.
Yeah, let me get a picture here, Charlotte.
I'm going right where you're at. Thank you.
Yeah, let me get a picture of it. Okay.
Look at how good a shape everything's in.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Piston got from number 4 into number 3.
Yep.
We never had to send you nothing.
We
Nope.
never had an engine open.
Yep, that motor definitely took one for the team. Surprising stock head gasket. Yeah, stock head gasket, stock head bolts. They definitely holding in there. Alright.
I need you, Paula.
What do you mean?
Move this thing so I can throw garbage. I need that.
So there's one of our parts. I'd say it was a rod. Yeah, if you want. I mean, it's you might have to. Yeah, this one. Okay. All right. My brother just came out, and he wants to point the camera at us. So, yeah, that's what you guys were leaned up against. Okay. Make sure
We're
you
doing an
grab that.
autopsy. Right now, I want to look at all the pistons and see what shape they're in. It's surprising, they're all holding oil.
Yeah, the rods are cast powdered metal, or it's forged powdered metal as they call it. So
Powdered metal, it's junk.
yeah.
You're gonna need a pry bar.
Yep.
Already tried. Sorry, dude.
So that one blew up. Yeah.
You didn't watch last week's video, did you?
Yes, I did.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. Alright, folks. Let's take a moment of silence and just, honor the soldier that took one for the team. Ooh. I'm gonna have to look for pieces, but that looks like it came from the bottom, not the top. So far, it's still saying rod.
Okay.
Hang on. Yep, that was rod.
Okay.
All right, let's find a container to put. I guess you want that on the wall of shame.
Yeah. I'm gonna drill a hole in it. All right. So why do you think it was rod?
There's evidence of a ductile failure after a bend, what appears to be a bend. What we don't know is if the bend occurred as an side load from getting hit. That's parts coming up from the bottom. That was down.
Okay.
So that was after it hit.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah,
the
yeah.
rod hit. If you look at the impact here and here.
You see this mark here? Yeah, that's when it was already sitting sideways in the cylinder and the rod was punching it. I'd say she's toast. I don't know if that'll buff out.
Well, I got a big hole in the side, so I don't think.
You sure? You don't think I can weld that up?
Well, you might be able to.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not gonna weld the hole in the cylinder wall up.
My mom has no faith in me.
Oh.
She thinks I'm just a failure.
You're number 2.
Yeah, I'm number 2.
All right.
All
This is amazing.
Shoot down in there. You can see the side of the board blown out.
You want to read the comments, Mama? Down there.
Okay.
Do you have a light?
So, ask your mom. How do you like the new truck, Mama?
I love it.
Yeah, Mom loves the new truck.
The speaker's over there. Oh.
Yeah, the truck's awesome. Can't wait till it warms up more.
It's going to be on the dyno hopefully next week. We are still. Look at this. This is just.
Let's show the.
I need light. Here. Look at that. Not a scuff mark anywhere.
These piston oil squirters doing their job.
Yeah, I need to see over here. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay, show them the blown out cylinder. See that?
How black it is.
Oof. Big oof moment.
We're gonna need bigger or more paper towels.
Yep, JB weld that sucker, yeah. Old car guy, the you know the podcast we were on?
Yeah,
Yeah, the one of the hosts, old car guy, he just tuned in.
he's cool. I like
Yeah.
him.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. If you ever get a chance to go to his channel, he's a nice guy.
Yep.
All right. We are.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this one's gonna be an easy fix for us either.
Oh, we're gonna fix it. It's gonna be a mock block.
Yeah.
Oh,
It lost about 16% of its weight.
Yeah. It's a little easier to carry around. Okay.
This on the floor. Look out.
I can move this closer.
Yep.
All right, we got water dripping out of there. So the radiator, you can pull that
I'm gonna
out
pull
loud.
this apart.
Here's the brush.
Yep.
Right here now.
And there's a
Alright.
camera behind you too, honey. Just so you're aware of it.
Yeah, that one's not live though.
Oh, what is it?
That's the video I'm gonna try and put together tearing this thing apart.
And 48 people are getting a sneak peek.
Yep.
Where's the one with the, how many people are watching now?
Looks like it's 50.
Yep, 50 people.
Nice.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Video in the making.
This is what crazy people do on weekends. I can see.
Where's the mic?
I don't think I can plug it into that.
Oh, okay. But it's from this phone? It's on this phone?
Yes, it's on that.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
All right. I need the light.
There's like,
No scuff, no nothing. All right, there's a little bit of water in this one at one point in time. Wow, that one's a wreck.
interesting.
Okay, we'll get this out of here. Okay, I need to swap sides with you, Cameron.
All right.
Look at that. This is the only one that's even got a hint of any kind of side load for some reason, but zero evidence of ring distress. Well, there's a hint right there, but that almost looks We're gonna have to pull number 2 and look at it. Number 4, and it's on the thrust side, so, or 5. So number 2 and number 5 have a little bit of evidence of a side load, but it could have been late in its operation.
Old car guy just said if they would just make a rod out of rubber.
Excuse me.
Yep, looks like forged rods and pistons are in order. I agree.
For 1,000 horse, yeah.
Yeah, for more horsepower than what we're making. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't run one at 800 horsepower just because you're playing with fire.
Yeah, this thing's incredible in good shape.
Yeah, that must have been why they added that piston oil squirter to help with scuffing. 'Cause mine was scuffed bad. My Stewed, when we looked in the bore,
Yeah.
it was scuffed pretty bad. And the early motors don't have a piston rod squirter, but these later ones do. And that must have been why they added it.
Ah, bad news. The pan's cracked.
I thought it might have been.
That's fixable.
Yeah, it's yeah. Anything's fixable. I think the windage baffles are also nicked pretty good.
Another JB Weld project?
Not this time.
No,
I'm just joking.
does it have sleeves? No, it does not have sleeves.
It's just factory sleeves.
Yeah, it's all factory.
That's
yeah.
that's a sleeve.
Okay, yeah,
That's cast in.
it's a factory. Oh no, it's Preston. Yeah, it's Preston. Yeah. They didn't do the cast in stuff till the Gen 5s have cast in, but those are Preston.
Huh. I thought these were. All right. Well,
Oh my goodness. I got tools for this.
you're just showing off your muscles.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep, Cameron keeps showing the mayhem. Take a look at that guy.
Mhm.
But the failure started here.
Yeah, it started down further. That's
Okay.
That's after the fact.
My point is the rod. was the
That-
failure.
Yeah, if you look at this right here. Right.
Where's your light?
Ah, dang it.
Hold on, guys. There we go.
See that twist?
Yep.
Okay. It had a buckling, and then you've got a.
Yep.
But right at the top, I can't show you. This last segment right in here, it's turned, so the thing buckled.
Started to fold,
Yep.
and then it just
And then it.
fatigue it plastic.
No, it did not fatigue. Ductile failed.
Okay. But it's plastic deformation or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, if anything, what's very surprising, we got to dig into this further because the bend's this way, and normally the bend's this way for that type of failure. And I don't know if this thing beat on something. But there's a chunk of the rod that's missing that we need.
Okay.
It looks
Slide
like.
down in the pan.
Sure it didn't fly out the hole?
We would have found it, unless Dustin found it like a week later.
Makes you wonder if it's 42. Yeah, 1,300 horsepower on a 4,200 with rods and pistons. It might go that far, but
On forged rods and pistons.
yeah. Well, if you're talking crankshaft horsepower, then yeah, I think it's possible. Yeah, nice window. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
We need to get this out and pull all the or look at all the rods.
Yeah, that's definitely not elastic deformation.
Remember, it's powdered metal and not a normal forging.
Okay.
Its signature is a little different. We'll be able to look at it when we get it out.
Yep. Hey, we got 57 viewers. 57 is
59.
my favorite number.
I see 50,
Well,
57.
I see 57 over here.
Okay,
so-
it's moving back and forth.
Yeah, pretty good for our first live stream.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm gonna dig out the engine crane. Well, I'm gonna get that unhooked first, and then
We need to get the converter bolts
Yeah.
and the bell housing bolts first.
yeah, good point.
Well, grab a wrench and see if the engine will rotate.
Oh yeah.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
Okay.
chain's gonna hold us up.
Oh boy.
What is this? Oh, that's silicone. Come on.
Go the other way.
Hold on something.
Well, there's a chunk of piston jammed in the throw next to the block. So turn it the opposite direction.
There it goes.
Oh, stop. Okay, go.
Other way or clockwise or
Keep going,
counterclockwise?
all the way.
Same direction?
Yeah, doesn't matter now. Stop. That was holding you up.
Okay. Here's a chunk of the piston.
Where are you keeping the pieces?
I
Right
don't-
behind me on the table.
Put it over on the table here, Mom.
Oh, you want
This one took some.
That's debris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you notice, none of the valves hit.
Yeah.
No valve evidence. There's no chunks broken out of the top like a ring had broken.
Yeah.
And only 2 cylinders have side scuffing.
Yeah.
And it's very possible it was debris that shot up in there as it was
Right.
spinning down. We've got to tear it apart and look at the rest of it. But I think we're going to see it in a bent rod.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna see other rods that are.
That's what I'm hoping. Because if that's the case,
Ooh, yeah. There's no quench. This is bent.
yep.
Yeah, that's all the way up. This normally comes up above the deck, and it's down in the.
Keep down.
Yeah, I'm already past top.
Yep. No, you're not. Come.
There.
There you are.
Yeah, your pistons normally come up above the deck. That's called your quench, right?
Well, on older engines, yeah, but
Okay.
they just zero-decked later model engines.
Okay. And that is probably because the rod is bent and it's now
30,000s
shorter.
Easily.
Yeah, that's pretty significantly shortened. Yep, Molnar makes rods. That's the plan.
Keep going.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a rod failure, not a piston failure.
Okay, slow, keep going.
I'm stuck on something.
Go back. Okay, that was
It's
the
the
chain.
chain.
Go back, right there.
Maybe
They're all
like
in the
that.
hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is bent. Oh,
yeah, that's
feel this.
bent. Yeah, that's bent.
Feel how this is down in the
Yeah.
hole, and this is almost to the top.
Hey, we just got a donation.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks for the $20 donation, and thanks for the kind words. Thought we'd share the carnage with you guys. So
we got definitely one. Number 6 is definitely bent.
Uncle Rodney likes the sound of a 5-cylinder. You guys keep telling us we got to do a 5-cylinder. I mean,
4 cylinders next.
did the best we could. I mean,
All right, roll.
We're used
Which
to
way?
8
Same way.
Yeah, it's moving.
Yep.
Hey, where's its match? Go back.
It's this one.
I know that, son. I was trying to be funny.
Okay.
This rod's bent too.
Yeah.
This is down further than
Yeah,
this.
I
A
agree.
lot. See
Yeah.
how far that's
Yeah,
up?
see
And
how-
this is down.
It's,
Which is funny because that's the way that rod was bent too. It's
Yep.
buckling this way.
Well, I still want to look and see if we got any broken rings on any of the
Yep.
other ones.
No, we got to do a total dissection.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yep, I think we found the limit of the rods, guys.
It had the crap abused out of it.
Well, yeah. But
Okay.
that one's
Ooh,
bent
that
too.
one's
This
bent.
one's bent too.
That one
Just
doesn't
slightly.
feel bad.
It's,
But look at how far this is.
yep.
That's crazy. That's good news.
Powder and Campbell also makes rods for the 4200. Okay, I didn't know that.
All right, let's make this effort
Okay,
worthwhile now.
thanks for tuning in, Michael. Okay, what do you want to do?
Start taking connecting or a convertible. Stop turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Okay.
one of the ones exposed.
All right.
Okay, got.
This is good news.
Yeah. I'm glad. Well, I'm happy it was a rock because if it was a piston, I would be a little disappointed.
Yeah, but I think for street duty we're going to be safe at a 650 wheel level, and for track duty a 700 level, and see how far we can make these things go for now. And then if we want to go 800, we'll put aftermarket rods in them.
Yep.
Push it to 1,000.
Yep. Extension.
Still on? No, it's
All
not.
right, let's see the whole rod. Is that okay? Get it out, Mike. Good rod. Now, gearhead. It's in the column portion. It buckled and probably overloaded at that point. I don't know. So, I'm slacking on the job. Sorry.
Yeah, make sure you face the camera.
Yeah, I keep looking at the.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Just put those down on the floor, Paula.
What? Do you want down on the
All these bolts and the tools.
floor? Maybe you need a box.
No, honey.
Or
Done?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Converter bolts.
We still live?
Yep.
53. Uh-oh. Ship's getting lighter. It's lunchtime.
Yep.
Hopefully that headed to the refrigerator.
Well, we got the 57, so.
All right, I need 5/16 or 5 millimeter, 15 millimeter. Broken parts everywhere.
Yep. Wonder how whooped the crank is. Yeah, it's probably pretty whooped.
It's there's some damage down there. I
Yep.
need a short socket on the swivel head ratchet. Honey, can you take these tools down? Here's another one. Does this have bolts in the oil pan?
Yeah. Yes. All right, I'm gonna. I'm not gonna put this one back together, Mama.
Yeah, I know
So
that.
if it gets dirty, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much stuff we make to put these things together.
Yeah. For those of you that are curious what injectors we run, they're Snake Eater 1500cc injectors.
Thank you, Snake Eater.
Yep. Right there. Big fan of their stuff.
Don't forget, shout out to Monkey Fab.
Yep. Big shout out to Monkey Fab. He helped us out with the catch can parts.
Yep. Race Quip on the safety parts.
Yep.
Are you on the live stream?
You watching the comments?
Well,
Any questions? No, you gotta go to the bottom.
oh, I was at
You
the top.
think maybe reconditioned rods would hold up in a new build? No, I don't
No.
think so. I think
Now,
this.
the whole metallurgy and the whole science behind the rod is to speed up production. They're not designed for these kind of loads. You need a real forged rod.
Yeah, we're.
Powdered metal is a manufacturing,
Means to an end.
yeah, exactly. Hard to describe without using rough language.
Yep.
You stole my socket.
I did.
How can I give you grief?
I was going to, and then I'm like, oh wait, he's using it. Alright. Yeah, right here. This is the oil feed to the head. And if you guys run a increased lift cam, the where it comes up in the head, you actually have to clearance that in order to accommodate the larger lobe. With a reground cam, you're not increasing the size of the lobe, so you don't have to clearance that little oil passage. Okay, it does have a thermostat. Okay, I forgot.
So slugged up. Hard to turn these bolts.
Well, do you need another big can?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna dig out
Any
the
new
engine
questions? Finish getting these bolts out, because when we push this back, we'll clean up the mess one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if shop heating the rods would help. That's an old trick we
No.
use.
It does not work.
Yeah, shop heating.
It's still powdered metal, so you don't have the grain structure like you do on a true forged rod. And they're as good as they get when they come out of, the manufacturing process. The key is going to be getting the Molnar rods in it, or an aftermarket rod in it that's a true forged rod. All right, I need a 15 millimeter. Do we have a swivel or a gooseneck version of a ratchet wrench for a 15 millimeter?
Yeah, gooseneck.
All right, that'll work.
I don't have a ratchet wrench gooseneck.
Let's see if I can make this happen. Nope. Just a regular 15 millimeter.
I'm gonna just crawl under and start wrapping them out.
Well, let's get the bottom ones or top ones out first.
Oh, okay.
You need to clean.
Yeah, the nice thing about putting these things in Fox bodies is you got a lot of room. You know, notice we have good access to our bell housing bolts. Yeah, that's one big advantage to putting them in Fox bodies. So.
And they're cheap.
Yeah, that and they're cheap. What do you think about hyper-eutectic pistons and boost?
It works.
Yeah, I mean these factory are hyper-eutectic, and it took 40 pounds of boost on one of the pulls and took 30 on a lot of the other ones. So they work all right. At some point, it's not going to work, but we haven't reached that point with the 4200 yet.
That's why I wanted to.
Do you have the 15 millimeter ratchet wrench?
No. Well, it's out. But it's straight. It's not.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, we don't have one.
I know what I'm getting for Christmas.
Yeah.
You better write it down.
I got 3 people here who are supposed to love me.
I will never remember.
You don't even remember Cameron and Calvin's name. It's number 1 and number 2.
I remember one or the other. That's
Thing 1 and thing 2. But you'll never forget Hobbs' name.
Yeah.
no, I get her mixed up too.
No, you don't.
It's a Sunny or
Hyper
Buttercup.
pistons have been used in boosted applications for years. Yep. Okay. Yep.
They are limited on how much you can use them, but they are a good product.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing about like one of the turbo 2JZs
Here's
is they have
a bent wrench. That should help.
they have a forged piston from the factory, but this is a truck motor, not a sports car motor. They put them in Trailblazers, not Supras. They didn't put them in the Corvette.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah. Well, there is a guy on the Facebook page putting on a C4.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know.
You want me to get it?
Okay.
Can you reach the ones underneath?
Yeah. Yep. Just same guy. Yep.
What?
Just guys repeating what we said.
Mama?
What?
3/4 socket, deep well socket, and the 1/2 inch impact. No. Man, there is parts everywhere.
You got the short 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. I got it.
This little bugger's a pain in the tail.
Yeah. You know, when you put 8 150 horsepower to them. Probably.
Yeah. Now you're bragging.
Let's see. How do I look at the
How many
chat?
people are visiting?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
TechTard says, I have been impatiently waiting on this video. And then Gusman says, do you feel that the length of the crank will cause harmonic issues at some combination of 8 horsepower / RPM? Is there any chance the 4 or 5 has more RPM potential and maybe more horsepower potential?
Yes, and yes. Well, not more horsepower, just horsepower per liter, horsepower per cubic inch. Okay, keep going.
Do you need an extension on this?
It's a 3/4, honey, and no, I need the 1/2-inch drive. We're going on to, it's this size, sweetie.
I thought you meant.
Yeah, 3/8, no, I need 3/4. With a 1/2-inch drive. Boy, that thing is being a pain in the butt. Any other questions?
No, just some comments.
Okay. What are they?
Whoops. Did something happen? Oh, okay. I guess it's still working. Okay. Well, Calvin disappeared, but he'll be back. Let's see. Who's 305 says, Hypers are a high silicon blend cast piston. They can't absorb the shock like a forged piston, so tuning is critical.
Yep.
No room for error. Get it wrong, and they are unforgiving. That's why alcohol works.
Well, the other thing is they don't, the clearances and the expansion and all that become an issue, so, yes, everything you said is right, but you can keep going with your list of concerns.
Is this what you need?
Okay.
Yeah, but 1/2-inch impact.
And then Michael Blacktree said, at Karen. To be fair, hyper-eutectic pistons are usually cast. Hyper-eutectic just means the alloy has more silicone. Okay.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's next door. Should be next to the Studebaker.
And someone else says, the more I know, the more questions I have.
Okay. Start asking.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here a while.
Okay.
What's for lunch? I don't know.
I have subs. Is this weird?
Okay, where are you looking for?
3/4. Can't read.
You're in the wrong drawer.
Can't read.
It's the next drawer down. Almost got it. Alright. Hang on, thing was screwed into the radiator.
Who's 305 says, what are your thoughts on straight E100 or methanol as the primary fuel?
Definitely. Well, I'm not a fan of E100 because they say the gasoline provides a little bit of lubrication. It makes your parts last longer. I don't know if it's injectors. if it's injectors that it makes last longer, if it's your pumps, but they say straight E100 has issues with something to do with lubrication. M1, I'm a fan of it, but we've never done it. I'm a little scared of it. The whole like invisible burning part scares me, just because if you have a fire, you can't see the fire, and that's a little scary to me. But as a fuel, I hear nothing but good things. Obviously, you have to deal with corrosion issues. It'll eat aluminum and that kind of thing. We got fittings from dirt track racers that are all eaten up by methanol. And, sure, they probably use it a lot more than we will, but that part of it is concerning to me.
It takes a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, it takes a lot of maintenance, and I don't think we're to the point where we need it quite yet. There's probably some horsepower. Obviously they say methanol makes more torque.
We're more street.
Yeah, we're more, I want to take cars to drag week and that kind of stuff, and having to deal with a methanol system. I cannot find my socket.
What socket are you looking
A
at?
15 millimeter shorty.
It was on the end of the swivel
Yeah, I
bracket.
took it off and then I set it somewhere. And anyways,
Trying-
so yeah, M100.
Trying to be a star.
Yeah, M100 has its benefits and its
Huge benefits.
deficits.
Absolutely huge benefits.
Okay, I'm just gonna go get.
It's warming up. Must be in the 40s by now. My hands are cold though.
Okay, you got all the bell housing bolts?
Did you get the bottom ones?
I'm getting them now, but you got all the top ones?
The ones on this side, 1, 2, 3,
There's one right here.
4. These 5 are done. Oh, so you've been slack? You stole my socket and you're slack.
Yeah, I was charging batteries.
Oh, where's the crying towel? Isn't no crying zone, boy. What do you do with my socket, though?
I don't know.
Let me grab another one.
Alright, I'm grabbing those 6-point out of here. This one needs to be nailed for the... Yeah. I'll reach out with it, and crank it. No, I just pulled that out of my box. I have the soft ratchet.
We'll just go around this way. Look, there's the trunk.
You're gonna be better off with a wrench.
Okay. Mitch Robinson says, is there a way y'all measure cars or engine bays to ensure the inlines would fit? I'm interested in the inline 5s, but don't know much about the size constraints.
Okay, yes, I have all the dimensions on the 6-cylinders on the Vortec 4200 wiki. Just Google Vortec 4200 wiki, and it should be one of the first couple links. There's a dimensions tab that has all the dimensions. The bore spacing on these engines is 103 millimeters, which is just over 4 inches. So basically take all the dimensions that I have for the 6-cylinder and subtract 4 inches off of them for anything that's in the length. And that should give you a good idea of what the 5-cylinder is going to measure out to be. Obviously the 5-cylinder comes with a factory rear sump pan, and it's much more shallow than the 6-cylinder pan. So you're going to gain a bunch of room there, but it's probably about 6 inches deep or so on the 5-cylinder pan. I can throw a tape measure on it here in a second, because what we use for the 6-cylinders are modified 5-cylinder pans. So yeah, just look up the 4200 wiki and it should hopefully answer your question.
All right, the PG portion of the show's over. I'm going to drink a beer.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube has any problems with that.
I don't either.
Well, we probably don't have enough viewers for them to even care.
How many viewers are on there?
59.
Wow, very cool.
Oh wait, went to 56. 57.
57!
Moved
No,
around.
I said I'm going to drink a beer and it's dropping.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just ran out to get their own.
Okay, I got that one. I think we got them all. Nope. There's one more right there.
You're slacking, boy.
I know. They just keep sneaking up.
Okay, John Rose says, do you plan on using any other ECU, or do you know of any that support the VVT better than what you are using?
So currently we are using a Megasquirt Gold Box on this car.
Hold on a second. That was John Rose, and he's not over here drinking a beer and helping?
I don't think that's our John Rose.
Oh, okay.
I think John Rose is probably not, well, maybe he's tuning in, I don't know. I doubt he'd be asking a question about ECUs though.
I doubt he'd be hesitating to come get a beer.
Well, yeah. He'd probably come running from the hills, huh? Okay, so we're using a Gold Box on this car. That is a pretty tried and true ECU, but recently we got the another chunk of the block. We recently got a Max ECU to work with one of these. I'm a big fan of what they have. I plan to make a video covering my thoughts on the 42 or the Max ECU sometime soon. I want to finish hooking up the digital dash that I just got for it and give you guys my 100% complete thought on the Max ECU. I know ECU Masters has been used on one of them, using their standard functions. They already have a N+1 trigger in their ECU, so it was pretty straightforward for them to just hook it up and go. Trevor at Motion Auto TV got that to work. For very light boost, a stock ECU is usable, but you know, if you're doing what we're doing, it's not going to cut it. And I definitely don't recommend running these naturally aspirated. Every time we run them on low boost, we are very disappointed. It's just like, every time we run one on low boost, it's just like, why do we do these? And then you crank some boost to them, and it's like, ah, yes, that's why.
You wanna spill the beans on a future project there?
Which?
The stock ECU driver project?
Yeah, it's at some point I want to do a stock ECU build, and I want to really document like every little step with the doing a 4200 conversion. We're gonna do it in a 54.
Camera, come over here.
Yeah. Take a look at it. Focus in on that truck.
Okay, I
So-
don't know how to zoom.
Just pinch and
It's possible I can
this.
go like this. Oh, there we go.
yeah. So
Check that out.
54 Ford.
Isn't that sexy?
We've already lined up we're gonna run the front sump pan because it actually like fits perfectly around the stock straight axle. And the plan is to use a stock ECU on that.
Low boost, small turbo,
Yeah, we're going for a lot of torque on that, so
fuel mileage.
yeah. Yeah, well. Yep, we can lie to ourselves.
Hey, as long as it does burnouts
And ice cream.
and gets ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's gonna throw up when they find out that we pulled a big block top loader out of a Ford and put a Chevy 6-cylinder in it. But the engine's beat to death. It's
Yeah, cylinder walls are just gone.
yeah, they're hurt, and so everybody's gonna have to accept the fact that it's just tin.
Yep. It's just metal.
Brand loyalty is spelled NELSON. You making a career out of that thing or what?
Yeah. It's really in there.
This top one was
Yep. Well, as with every bolt in these engines, they're screwed into the other side.
I'm pretty sure the one I took out was screwed over.
Yep. Got it.
Okay, is that the last one? Is that the last one?
Yeah. Until I find the other one.
You want to just pick it up and throw it out?
I think we got them
I want to take the hood off though.
all. That might be a little too heavy. We'll just get the crane. Okay, I'm just gonna go get the crane.
Let's push it out.
Any other questions?
Lots of questions.
Okay. Yep. You wanna? Oh, you got them on there.
No, they're on there, but yeah, but I
Okay. Where
can
did
only
we
do
leave
Just
off?
ask the questions.
okay.
Let's knock it out of parking so I can clean up the floor.
English you speak too? Yes, I speak English. Is there a way?
Here, I can try.
Okay.
Watch the water on the floor. Let's watch your step.
Alright. Feed us questions, Cameron.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna skip a few. Let's see.
Don't forget to read comments too.
Well, I'll just focus on the questions because there's plenty of comments. Let's see. I'll just pick one. Oh, there we go. It says, "Hey, Dad, do you think it's possible to de-stroke a 4200?"
We wish it was easy. We know people are working towards maybe making a D-stroke crank. The second we find one, I want it because I would love to take one of these things down to a short stroke and run it in land speed racing. I really think there's tremendous potential in this thing. But we're not aware of one, but we or who's made one, but we are aware that people have made it.
Okay. Adam McDowell says, "Why would you decrease displacement?"
In land speed racing, you are categorized by engine size. If you've watched some of our other videos, I have a 54 Studebaker, and we've set 18 land speed records with that car, and we've actually set them in the C class, B class, A class, and AA class. I've run bigger inch classes with it, but the ultimate goal is to make it to the top level of each class that you actually fit in, and hopefully you can hold on to some of those records. But this engine will actually fit in an E class, which is limited to 260.9 cubic inches. And I would love to get it down to the F class, which I think the limit on that is 183 cubic inches. That's actually one of my favorite classes.
That's where the 2JZ lives.
Yeah, that's where the 2JZ lives. And I would love to put this engine up head to head against a 2JZ in that class. Those guys, you know, the development, the guys at Real Street, you know, Jay is awesome. What a tremendous person to have in our industry, and what he's done with that engine. We're huge fans of his, and really appreciate how accessible he is to the sport. And I'd love to take one of these things and run in that class.
Yeah. So then Matt Johnson says, so the rod is the limiting factor on these motors. Are you thinking you can tune around the torque peak more to get more out of it?
We probably could, but we're not willing to. What we're going to do is we're going to run our street stuff, like our drag week combos and our drag and dry combos, to 650. And we'll probably run our drag packages to 700. But there's no sense in just pushing that limit. We travel too far. We don't have the budget to support it. We know what the weak link is. It's better to buy the right part and put it to the extreme when we get to that point. Because right now, after we get rods into one, we could potentially be talking about 900 and 1,000 horsepower. I'd rather go there rather than risking more broken factory engines when both Calvin and I, we've had a long conversation about this. We're both comfortable with the 650, 700 wheel horsepower levels, especially as far as we go. You know, we've raced in Texas, in Kansas, Oklahoma, Florida. That's a long ride, and to go down there and risk that much really isn't worth it. For around here, we may push one a little harder, but not for the, you know, efforts where it takes a tremendous investment just to get there.
Yep. Yeah, we'll definitely do a built motor at some point, but
Drag Week 2023.
yeah, for the stuff we do, it just doesn't make sense to live on the ragged edge of 800 wheel horsepower and just hope and pray that it lives when you got 500 miles between you and your trailer. So, yep. Yeah, my thing is I like the drag and drive style events, so that is what gets me excited. So probably won't be seeing us run 800 wheel horsepower at the track. And frankly, we blew this one. Well, yeah, with stock rods. Yeah, we blew this one up just to prove to everybody that, how much this motor can take. And I was also kind of mad at the 58 tooth stuff. I've been struggling trying to get the 58 tooth stuff to work on the Gold Box the way that I want it to. And the 58 tooth engines like this one are very uncommon and very hard to find replacement parts for. The 7 tooth stuff works fine, easy to find parts for. So I figured this was a good candidate to put a hole in the block, and so we did. All right.
Biggest concern Calvin had is he didn't want to train wreck the oil pan. As you guys have been following these videos, it takes a huge amount of energy to build these pans. It's we're looking forward to the aftermarket picking these things up and providing an oil pan. But correct me if I'm wrong, you probably put almost 25 hours into each pan.
Yeah, it's around there. yeah, there's a lot of energy put into the oil pans, and we do a lot of stuff that other people probably wouldn't require, like making sure that the windage baffles on the side of the engine are go the whole way, and we try to do everything we can to reduce windage and get as much capacity in the oil sump. One of the reasons I think we've had so much success with these motors is because we run a lot of oil. If you talk to some of the guys that have run them at extreme levels, they talk about the oil getting trapped up in the top of the motor. And if you think about the flow of an oil pump, assuming you get none of your oil back, a oil pump will typically flow, what did we calculate? It was like
7 gallons a minute.
Yeah, which translates to how many quarts per second. Here. Oh.
How about we pull the engine in?
Yeah.
You put that into your video on the.
Yeah, we should probably get back
Basically,
with
there's-
the action.
Yes. If you calculate and assume you get none of your oil back, having enough capacity that if you were to run it for a certain period of time, you can calculate how much oil it will consume, and that will tell you, how much oil you need, assuming you get none of it back. Okay, we need something to hold the transmission up. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go find a piece of metal. All right, any more questions?
Let's get this.
There's
pushed in
plenty,
first.
but I think you should pull the engine.
Okay. Well, keep feeding us questions.
Keep feeding questions. You can do two things at once. Okay.
Let's push the car in first, Calvin.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just shove a jack under it for now.
Okay. All right. Ready? Okay, stop. All right, next question.
Okay, I'm looking. John Frostbite says, any chance of doing half-mile racing?
Yes. Yeah, look for us to show up at a half-mile event. I'm going to say early 2023, and it will have cams, and it will be a stock bottom end.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Oh, Todd Brown asked, did the quick rip to 40 psi bend the rod?
Possibly, but there was two runs that we tortured this engine. The 40 psi run and the tire burning run.
I don't think it was there long enough, frankly. I mean,
Don't
it
put
hadn't.
any,
It hadn't.
hold on, don't put any force on it.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Right. Okay. Now you can answer the question.
All right. Yeah, the 40 psi run, I don't think it had fully loaded the engine quite yet. I think the converter was still catching up because it hit 40 pounds like almost instantly. But it's possible. It's possible that I'm not going to say it's impossible, but
I think it did. Calvin doesn't think it did.
what?
I heard it on that run.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, stop. We're caught. It's something on the
Yeah,
left
it's
side.
it's the oil pan on the cross member.
Oh, okay.
We just got to get it higher.
Hold on. Let it down. Down. Okay.
You want a screwdriver?
You gotta push it in further.
I can't.
Why
It's
not?
on the K member.
Oh. Got it.
Alright, more questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's get the
Not right now.
ears off this.
Chris says, good luck, guys.
Thanks. Alright, what do you want to do, dude?
Get the
Oh,
mounts off.
okay.
How many watchers?
43.
Questions?
And none right now.
Comments?
Oh, here's one. Matt Johnson, will the Max ECU support the 4-cylinder and 5-cylinder motors?
It should, but it has not been tested. I gotta go get a new battery for that one, because I'm gonna definitely catch this.
Any more questions? Kim.
No.
You gotta take it off. All right.
KC says, what do you think the physical limit on RPM for these engines is?
That's going to be camshaft dependent, and we're just running reground cams, which only has a 200 and a 208 50 thousandths duration. So our RPM, usable RPM range will be a lot lower than what these things would be capable of. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, we're hearing of guys in the eliminator classes running these things over 10,000 RPMs, but it's fully complemented with aftermarket cams, aftermarket rods, pistons, girdles. There's a lot of work that's been done to run those engines in those classes.
And they don't last.
Yeah, they don't last. And one of the things we're trying to do is make our stuff last.
Yeah,
We're stuck on something here. It feels torque converter ish.
it's the flex plate. So,
Yeah. What's that?
The head fell over.
oh,
I think it's junk. Yeah, we'll just lay it down. Just grab the pry bar and I'll just pry on it.
yeah, I think the rod stroke ratio is just not going to allow for high RPM. I think that if you look at the rod stroke ratio on high RPM type stuff, it's usually a little higher, meaning the rod is a little bit longer. And the rod stroke ratio on this is like 1.5, and like a 2JZ I think is like 1.8.
Take it up.
And for stuff that, you know,
Hang on. Let it down.
stuff that you intend to rev really high, the rod stroke ratio is usually higher. And
Down, down.
so with a factory stroke and
Down.
up.
a factory stroke and a factory crankshaft.
Okay.
I think that 8,000 RPM is about as high as I would take one up.
Yep.
That's just my opinion, but
Okay. We're out.
yeah.
Let's see.
Dipsticks.
Think about it. I did think about it. I just didn't do anything about it at the time. I didn't want oil to come out.
All right, we're free. Let's make sure none of our wires.
We need to move the car back.
Okay.
Good. Don't put it in park.
Okay. Yeah, the jack is gonna cause issues, but
No, it's not.
okay. Any more questions?
Yeah. Matt Johnson says, how much lighter is the 4200 versus an iron block LS?
A lot.
It's
200 pounds?
Yeah, it's close to 200 pounds. My Fairmont with the Gen 4 LS, you can actually point.
Cameron.
Point. That's actually the engine out of my Fairmont. It's a Gen 4 LY6. Going from that to a 4200, the car lost, I think it was 150 pounds. So, yeah. Hope that answers your question. More questions?
Strife Life says, so was the short block entirely stock, or did it have cam and head work?
The short block was stock. The long block was stock. Well, the long block was stock,
The
but
cams were replaced.
yeah, the cams were replaced and the valve springs were replaced.
Ah, the pan's injured. Just keep going up a little bit more. There you go. All right. That's why I wanted to take the engine out. Or the hood off. Taking out the click. We're stuck. I can't.
Any more questions?
Stop. All right, so do something with the jack. Make it go north and south. So
Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to prop it.
or strap it.
Yeah. All right.
Questions? Soon time to pull the pan and see the damage. Just don't hook it through the hole in the pan in the well, I'll save it down. Hold on. Okay. Yep.
The gearhead Chico says, I hope the pan can be fixed.
Yeah, we do too.
We own hammers that can be. Come on over to this side, show them the damage. This way.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get around that way. Oh,
Yeah, Uncle Rodney pushed this whole thing out, so it's broken from here all the way back to here. The whole pan is pushed out.
I didn't know there was this much damage over here.
Yep. Yeah, Uncle Rodney was angry. How many
many engines have you windowed like that in your life? Oh my God. Less than 20, more than 15. Yeah, if you go back through some of the videos, you can see where we sent the 6-liter that was in the Nova to the heavens. And literally there were parts that probably made it all the way up. We have broken some engines over the years. Okay. All right. Go. Yep. Let's take this back.
Hey, is that part of the rod?
Oh my. Okay, Cam.
Or no, that must be part of the oil pickup.
Yeah, the oil pickup tube is completely damaged.
Yeah, it's crushed.
Hi, Rodney. All right, grab the phone.
Okay. Questions?
All right. Let's just throw some paper towels down, get this oil pan off, and get the pain over with. What size do we need? Watch your head.
It's 13.
You have it out?
Yeah. Okay, what do you want to do?
Let's take the pan off. Let's just throw some paper towels down
Okay.
and then get the pan off. Because inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the rod?
We're gonna find out. It's probably down in the sump.
I need a 13 millimeter and a 10 millimeter.
Yeah, it should be out.
Got it.
Yes, good. I'll get the 10s and you can get the...
Yeah.
Oh, you go get an engine stand?
Not yet. Let's see what's in here.
Yep, these rigid guys. Alright.
Got them all?
The impact's junk.
Really?
It's just... not a fan of it. It's not junk.
Okay, is there any? Yes. Let's get the
I
back.
couldn't get them because the rigids.
You're gonna hold the pan.
Yeah.
And if you make a disaster, you clean it while I eat lunch. Or drink beer.
Alright, switch sides. Alright, so we cracked it in a couple places.
Yeah, it's hurt.
Yeah, cracked it right there.
How do you change the brightness of this?
Just
Click it again?
The side of the car.
oh, this you hit
Yeah,
it
I don't
again.
want
There you
it.
go.
There we go.
You don't want to
See, if
flicker.
you have it on the lower setting,
Yeah.
it makes it pulse.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready when you are. Yeah, the engine was actually still running when it already had thrown the rod, and I can see it in the data log. It was actually sitting there at 3,000 RPM. But I shut it off once I figured out what was happening.
Couple more yet, Fuzz.
Yeah, there's some you missed over here too.
Really?
Yeah, you missed the one behind the oil filter.
I thought there should have been one there. Got it.
There you go.
Is that the last one?
I think so.
Okay.
jack this thing loose because it's silicone. It's probably not going to fall. Yeah, that block is toast. Okay, you got them?
Yep.
Keep one. Keep one.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Right here on this side.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah. There's that jack screw. You can, these are siliconed on, unlike the LS that have the O-ring style gaskets. There's one on my side. If there's, you can actually use this threaded boss here to jack the oil pan loose. I got one on my side if you don't.
Yeah, it has one. It's just not in a good spot.
Okay, keep going. Okay.
Something in the front. Oh, she's hurt.
Here's part of the main girdle.
Thank you.
There's more chunks of the main girdle.
Ooh, look at the pickup tube.
There's main girdle. Block, I think. Block. Ooh, there's main girdle. I'm trying to find the rod.
We may not. That rod may be just so short that it can't take the...
Block.
Uncle Rodney was mean.
Hey, there's our our split or what are they called? And the piston. Yeah, I think the rod's just short. I don't think there's another chunk of it.
Well, that answers that question. Here comes the $64,000 question. Can we see bent rods? Alright, do you want to just drop this to the ground and flip it?
Yeah, you want me to just go get a engine stand?
You can,
there's
sure.
one that's loose.
Alright.
Alright.
You have a paper towel before... Oh, there it is. Uncle Rodney needs anger management. Alright, how many guys are watching?
60.
Wow. Hello, guys. Any questions?
I don't know.
We're here for a dramatic pause. Calvin's grabbing an engine stand, and then we're going to roll it over. And we suspect that there's a bunch of bent rods in the engine.
Hello there.
Hello. You got lunch?
Yeah, I can get you lunch.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Just bring it on up.
All right.
So what's, I guess just the top of the block is holding it together?
Yep.
'Cause there's not much there.
That's tougher than I thought it would be. How about that? Look at that. God dang. You can see how bent that rod is. Right there. See how the end of it's bent? That's what looks like it probably. It just buckled and then it broke. Look forward to getting that cleaned up and looking at it with a magnifying glass. It's amazing what you can see when these things fail. right, Junior, run that outside.
Any questions?
I don't know. Probably not. The other phone is running out of power, but this one's fine. Yours. We're up to 63 viewers.
Cool.
Let's get, do you got your phone cam?
No.
All right, set the,
But it's okay.
no, we need to get the
Camera
camera.
can see the time.
I'll be right back.
I can occasionally see them when they come up here. If they do come up. How do you pull up the comments on here?
It's it's already set up for them to come up.
Oh, yeah. But they only appear for like a couple
Right,
seconds
yeah,
and then they
only
go
come up
away.
Yeah. I wish you could just turn them on permanently. But...
That's okay.
Work smarter, not harder. Right? How many viewers?
59 at the moment.
Cool.
Actually, I guess there's still 10% power on this phone, but the live stream's good. It's not going to go away. We got a battery on it.
That's what I. Yep.
Let's see. Huh. Okay. What was the ignition and boost control and fuel setup like? I know it had the coils and 8 range plugs from the dyno vid, but what else did she have bolted on to allow and control power?
Like, I guess he means like what computer and stuff. I mean, it had smart coils. Yeah, it had like IGN 1A style coils on it, and it had Snake Eater Performance 1500 cc injectors. And what else did he ask?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's over on the phone.
You may have to ask again. Yeah, alright, here's a charger for my phone. There you go, Cam. Cam.
Yeah.
All stock. It had aftermarket cams and one of Kelvin's cam kits to allow the installation of the reground cam. No, we did not ring gap it. This engine came right out of a Trailblazer that had been wrecked with 175,000 miles, and it made, well, we recorded as high as 824. We know we went to the high 800s on one of the runs, but unfortunately, it's the only data we have is on the fuel consumption and the boost levels. So we can conclude that we got that high, but we cannot make the claim. We are only claiming the 824, but all the data shows that we were in the upper 800s. Calvin, ask your brother if he can make me an adapter plate for my project. I'm gonna say
Call
maybe.
MTech. Yeah, how about call MTech Motorsports and have them ship you one? They're $165 the last time that I talked to them, and
Yeah, we can't get
I
close to
can't
that.
compete with that. That's yeah, we're not gonna sell
Ring
ourselves that
gap will
short.
kill piston and break the rod. Yeah, well, it didn't hurt the piston, and there's no evidence that it was in distress. We've already looked at it very closely. There's no indication of it starting to hang in the top of the bore. There's no indication that it was hurting the piston. Obviously, we still need to pull them out, but we can see clear evidence of the rods having been bent. So we're all going to see
Yeah,
this
I was
together.
looking at that earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, get that off, and let's flip this over. And the dramatic pause.
It's a little hard sometimes because the sunlight.
Yeah, it's playing tricks on you.
Yeah, sometimes it's.
Yeah, it's wintertime in Pennsylvania. The sun is the most intense, but the lowest in the sky. All right, Cam. Yeah.
Okay, I don't need that.
Look, you can read the comments.
Uh,
There you go, Paula.
No, that's not your drink.
I got a drink already over here.
Yeah, I got one for Kate.
All right.
As soon as somebody takes this, we'll flip this over.
Do you want to pop the filter off first?
Yes.
Drink bucket.
Okay.
I'll grab the wrench.
Cameron, this is for you.
really?
Are you hungry?
A little bit.
1-inch wrench. Okay, you can use that too. I suppose there's no point in
Matt Johnson says, "Do you run traction control on the street?"
Yes. My
We got a separate drain
the
pan?
black Camaro sitting right
No,
there
it doesn't.
has it.
I need that drain bucket, Paula.
I'm a little.
My Fairmont station wagon has traction control. The Camaro has it. Yeah, Mom's truck has it. Yeah, Mom's truck has traction control. We'll probably put it on this Fairmont at some point. I'd like to put it on my Scoot at some point. The nice thing about a Gold Box is you have full traction control capability. While we're here, this is the, you can't see it, but we made a bell housing adapter for this. This is a Turbo 400, but we adapted the 4L60E bell housing to the Turbo 400 pump mounting face. And instead of doing a bell housing style adapter, you can see that. Alright, it's still loaded with water. Yep.
Let's take it.
What do you want to do?
Move it back here.
Oh. What is that? Ew, it spit the.
Yeah, it broke right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Good enough. All right. Paper towels, lots of them. Which way you going?
What was the computer setup and boost controller?
It was a Mega Squirt Gold Box and a 4-port Mac valve. Alright, where's that light?
Yeah, that one's got a wave to it.
Should be this one right here.
Yeah. I think that's got a pretty good wave to it.
This one looked like the worst.
Yeah, that's bad. I think.
Excuse me. Let's just knock this off.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's bent. That's bent. Which was the other one we were noticing? Something's locking it up. Yep. That's not bad. Where's my breaker bar? Yeah, that is. This number 6 is definitely bent. Yes, custom oval tube, pickup tube. There. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat while you're custom 2-piece main girdle as well. One of one. Yeah, that's cool. Would it help to close the door now?
That way the light's not killing us.
Alright, give her. Alright, did the rod break mid-beam? Yes. Also did it break because of cylinder pressure or RPM? So, cylinder pressure, most likely. That thing, we were keeping it low in the RPMs. I think we didn't go over 7,100.
Yeah.
That's kind of pickup. When you get close up to your rods, we will shortly, we're
Yeah,
getting
we're gonna
the girdle out of the way.
Yeah, we're gonna take the rods out of the engine and show you.
Don't down the door.
These like to snap too. Little known fact.
Greetings from Poland. Hey, bud.
Did you guys get
in
these?
Eastern Europe are definitely on our hearts. We're praying for you.
Did you guys get these motors in Poland?
The earlier rods are not the same. They're actually a little bit lighter. The later rods are a little heavier with a piston oil squirter. Yes, the cross section's a little bit bigger. Calvin, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. Very slightly.
Do you enjoy electric lettuce? Don't know what that is.
Oh, money.
Oh, absolutely.
You kids and your language, man. I can't keep up. I was like, I had to think about that one for a second.
All right. Somebody likes Polish sausage. That's cool. Okay.
Isn't that horse meat?
Is your traction control just spark based?
No. It's also throttle based on some of the stuff.
Is the next build going to have a stronger bottom end? No, not yet. We're gonna do a bunch of projects with stock bottom ends. We're just gonna reduce how much boost we're running through them, and then you'll see some aftermarket rod stuff coming out either late this year or next year. We're starting to see a lot of support from the industry on the engine, and you know, all support that we can get is certainly going to be appreciated. We're cruising at 47 viewers. That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Nope, we're back up to 51.
Nice.
Oh, here's a question. Let's see. What are you using front wheel speed on your vehicle without ABS sensor? I have played a bit with the tooth wheel welded to the rotor and a crank sensor to read it. That's Matt Johnson.
Yeah, on a lot of them, you literally just point a cherry Hall effect sensor at the back of the lugs, and that creates enough of a pattern to pick up essentially a 5-tooth signal if it's a 5 lug. So that's what we do on a lot of them. You can actually see details on that on my mom's truck build. I showed some pictures of how we do that. Those main bearings look great.
Good. No, the engine won't break in half if you hit it with a sledge. Even where some of the pieces are beat out with the connecting rod, I tried to tap them loose with a hammer and it wouldn't. These blocks are made of 356 aluminum,
Yeah.
and they are incredibly strong blocks.
Yeah, for a stock block, they're way overbuilt.
Yep. That was gearhead. Okay. Mad Mod Garage. Thanks for the info. I have an early one in GLC Envoy, I guess. But I think it would have been imported.
Okay.
These engines are hard to find here. Saab 97X were sold here, I think. That's one source.
Okay. That's interesting. That's the Polish guy.
Yes.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna have to be creative with that one. Because the bolt head's rounded over. There we go.
Well, all the mains are EOR already.
I already did. I'm working on rods.
Alright, Strife Life. we have the barrel, that we could have head-to-head like with the 2JC and the RB26. Well, hold on to your hat, because I think the Atlas is going to rise to the top.
Yeah, I don't think we need the barrel.
You heard it here first. We don't need the barrel.
Yeah.
Crank still rotates. Yes, it does. Freely. When you don't bind it up with the chain. All right, Mama. In more of a Ford guy. I'm more of a Ford guy. Sorry about the luck, buddy. We pray for you kind of folks too. Actually, truth be known, we love our Ford trucks, but you know, we have a saying around here. We race Chevys because we like to go fast. We tow with Fords because we like to get home. Somebody's laughing their butt off. Yeah, Strafe Life might jump off. Okay, let me get over here.
That's a tweet rod.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's got a good tweak to it.
Yep.
The rod bearings look
Little
great.
switch.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, this does not have an oiling problem.
Yeah, that's brand new. Drop one of the bolts. I'm used to the bolts being retained in the cab.
You want to reuse these bearings?
I think we should. Well, honestly, we probably could. I need to go find.
Wow. Look at that. This thing was not in distress on the piston. It's up on the small one. You really can't see it well, but it's the top ½ inch of the beam is bent over. See that?
Mm-hmm. It's bent. Yeah, I can see it.
And it's just clear as day.
Yeah.
And check that out. Right there
Yeah.
and right there. This thing is compromised.
Plastic deformation.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. This engine is stout. Look at those rings. They're perfect. The
Yeah.
piston's good.
Thinner bottom ring, huh?
Yep. And the bearings. Look at the bearings.
Yeah,
That is
the bearings.
unbelievable.
I mean, they're perfect.
Yeah. Please remember before you comment, we run E85, so when it sits in the pan, it'll leave some discoloration like that. Okay, this is the one that I think's the worst.
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah.
Hold it up vertical to the door. Like this. Like hold it in front.
With the straight
There
edge.
you go.
Hans Freeman wants to know, was the 06 Plus engine, was it,
So is it bent in that? Oh, it looks
It's right
tiny bit.
here.
Yeah.
What's that?
was it an 06?
Okay.
No, this was an
90.
08 engine. It's a 58 tooth, and that's one of the reasons we were willing to
Yeah.
sacrifice this one. They're so hard to get that the
Yeah, look at that. Did you show them the pen?
no.
Somebody said they think it's the wrist pen. I can push this thing back and forth in the piston.
Can you rotate the pin?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that
Nothing
wrist
wrong
pen.
with the pin. Yep. Are you gonna be able to capture some of this to put it in that video? Because
We're
that's
gonna refilm a lot of it.
okay. So what was the question? Hey, we got another $10 donation. Thank you. That was from
What's this?
Matt Johnson. Thank you, Matt Johnson.
What did he say?
He keep up the good work. Thanks for all info you guys are giving out. Can't wait to do my own 4200 swap.
Thanks a lot.
Let's make sure we didn't miss any of those. We did get a $20 donation earlier.
No, that was it.
Yep, that was it.
And whoop, yeah, there's
Yeah,
the
thanks a
20.
lot, bud. Let me know if you need any help with the 4200. If any of you guys want to email me, my email is nivlac 5700@gmail.com. Feel free to ask questions. Yeah, I'm happy to help with more in-depth stuff on there. It's harder to answer a lot of questions in a YouTube comment, but if you need more, like pictures and that kind of stuff, I'm happy to share.
So back to 2 comments. Strafe Life said to bite him. He's not happy with our Ford comment. We love you, brother. We like all cars.
Yeah.
In all honesty, we are huge car fans. We like all builds. We look at everything. But we do like to pick on
Ford
guys who are
brand loyal.
brand loyal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we had the Barra over here, we'd be running a Barra. But yeah, these motors, I'm glad we've messed with them. They're very capable.
Back to the question about the 06 engine. We knew that this thing was such an albatross that we were willing to sacrifice this engine. Here you can see the 58 tooth. The 7 tooth on the other engines are very common, very easy to come by. And rather than losing our focus on trying to develop these, trying to only locate the 58 tooth stuff, it's just easier to make everything 7 tooth and run the P out of them. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
That's twisted too.
Yeah, that's got some good tweaking.
Yeah, that thing's bent over, but that one's further down.
Yeah.
All right, where's the straight edge? Mama?
I gave it to you.
Okay. Cameron? Just to give folks a sense of how far this has been.
Fred Badgett wants to know is
Look at the top 3/4 of an inch. You can just see the whole thing's rolled over.
the beam connects to the big end in the rod. Just a minute.
Say that again?
Here. I wish you.
You need your glasses.
Yeah, I need my glasses.
Email. I want to swap out of the 42. Well, I bought the truck. That's cool. Make a Ford independent or dependable. Put a Chevy in it. Yeah, I tell you what, it became a joke a few years ago. We were at Drag Week and they were looking for a Mustang that had a Ford engine in it, and they only could find 2. There were even Mustangs with Dodge engines in them. Sorry, dude. I plan to swap a GM engine in. Yep. Only the ladies call me that. Oh, all right, Big Johnson. Sorry to say Ford means found on road dead. Nope. Nope, we love our Fords. They get us home every time. We tow with Fords deliberately. They have proven to me that they want our
That one's twisted.
purchase. Yeah, this one's got a slight twist to it too.
Yeah.
But look at these pistons. They are magnificent. And the rings are all perfect. The top of the pistons are all good. You see that one? So
Where's
which
the
one
cap?
is that?
This was number 5. Where's the rod cap from number 6?
I don't know.
Okay, you had it. Here it is.
So it looks like every one of them, it's just right at the very top of the pin, near the pin. It's the last,
the thinnest.
it's the last half an inch, normally they go right here where the highest buckling loads are. What's that?
Michael Blacktree says, I'm going to turbo my E46. When it blows up, I plan to swap in a GM engine.
Wise choice.
Yeah.
Look at how the top of this thing is rolled over.
Mom, can you help me take my coat off?
Oh, sure.
Here, just give me the camera.
Okay. Here. Calvin's
Put your
turn.
hands.
Yeah.
Look at this. The whole top of this thing is just rolled over right here at the very top. It's really hard to notice it, but from here up, the whole thing is bent over.
Yeah.
And Daniel Hoffman says, and everyone knows to make a Ford dependable, put a Chevy in it.
Oh my.
And Hans Freeman says, Calvin, what was the email again?
It's nivlac5700@gmail.com. I can write it on the whiteboard for you here in a second.
He says, I want to swap
I'm
mine
slimed.
to
Cam?
03 2500 HD 60, but out of the 4200. That's why I bought the truck.
All right, hold on a second.
Yeah, a bunch of people missed.
Hey,
the
look, you're
email.
gonna be on the video. All right.
There you go.
There's work to do on Rosie and work to do on the future, and oh, there's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Bad math to going on here.
All right, hold still.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it's just the YouTube channel with 2 zeros
I want
after
to
it.
scare everybody. Ooh. All right.
Here, he said something else too. I read it
Here.
to you, but you didn't hear it.
I think he heard it. That is amazing how good a shape these pistons are.
Okay, he said thank you. Okay.
All right, here's this one. This is what, number 5?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
What?
Oh, I gotta read that one.
Ouch. Where is it?
I don't know which one.
Yep, it's just Calvin backwards. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, the only good Ford is an old one. I don't agree. I will praise what they have done for us over the years. We've had 2 breakdowns in hundreds of thousands of miles, and I say breakdowns. We drove them to the dealership, and both times they got us in right away and got us out right away. They truly want our business. I have nothing but positive things to say.
Strife Life says, I like Ford more than Chevy, but I like a car that runs well. Amen.
Yep. Well, we may not be the best people to get advice from, though. We have 4 Studebakers.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably don't have the best judge on automakers, huh?
At least they're all Chevy powered.
What is the best? What did he say?
Here.
Thanks for having me in the garage. You're welcome, MP. What is the best
That one's
year?
straight.
Yeah, all the heads are. Well, sorry. The later head is better. It has bigger valves and bigger exhaust ports. So the 06 and later heads are the ones that you want. And the as far as the engine goes, you'll find conflicting information on that. A lot of people say you want the early crankshaft with the later rods and pistons. We've been having good luck with these later crankshafts. The reason that they say that is because these are actually missing some counterweights. So if you look at the throw here, there is no counterweight, whereas the other ones have counterweights.
Yeah, I
So-
prefer the later crankshaft
Yeah, I prefer
because of this right here. The early engines don't have that. If you look at this right here,
Number 2.
the earlier engines don't have counterweights here. The counterweights are actually inboard here and here. Sorry, here. And it's a fully counterweighted engine. And the problem is that you don't have a good way to balance them, and it's more material moving around. Whereas the later engine, you can actually, and you can see where the factory actually balanced these out on the ends here. So,
Yeah, well,
you know, there's conflicting information, as Calvin said. My preference is
counterweight crank.
the 8 counterweight crank.
The other advantage to having less counterweights is there's less windage.
Yep.
And that's definitely, with such a big stroke, that's something that these engines, you know, are lacking.
Number 2 didn't have any bend at all.
It's not charging right. It mustn't be. What's wrong with it? Said it was
You
1%.
gotta pull it out and flip it over if it doesn't charge, but it is charging.
It is. It says the 1%.
Yeah, it may go dead here in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I can get my phone.
Yeah, go get your phone.
You just gotta flip this over.
Okay.
Ta-da! See that?
I will
Now
see
it's
if it
charging.
works. It's a charger.
Okay, 50 Stew, Biz Coupe, and a VW Beetle. Just finished up a certain yellow car. Cool. We're a big fan of the Studebakers, as you've seen in other videos.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yep, yeah, Michael Blacktree, that's exactly, yep.
Where'd the, I had a screwdriver.
Um,
There it is.
We've had good luck with the stock intakes. The Gearhead Chico, you asked which,
That's straight.
have you figured out which, fabricated aluminum intake versus stock, which is best? We haven't done any back-to-back testing, but the factory intake's pretty impressive.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Packaging sucks.
Right, that's the challenge, is the packaging.
Number 1 and number 2 were not bent. The only bent rods were from 3 back.
Okay. Imagine that. Well, no, this intake should favor all the cylinders on this one. Yeah, the nice thing about a center entry intake manifold is it doesn't favor, it favors the center cylinders, I guess, but it gets better distribution of the air. And, a lot of times what you'll find guys do with like a front entry intake manifold is they'll actually pull a little bit of ignition timing out of the back cylinder, just because it will tend to get more airflow and therefore may have a leaner air-fuel mixture if you're not correcting for it. So they'll actually put a little bit more fuel and a little bit less timing, just because number 6 is always the one that fails. I was doing that on this, and number 6 did not fail. So,
Okay. Best car my family had when I was growing up was an 83 Granada with a 300 straight 6 in it. That was a fun car. Somebody
300
put a
straight
300
6?
into a Granada? Wow.
Yeah.
They normally came with a 200 or a 170 or a 250. I think they did put a 250 in them, but that was a lot of work. A 300's a long engine. Your dad loves that yellow car. If you're talking about the Milner Coupe, absolutely. 4200s are internally balanced, yes. How do you guys control the cam timing? Very carefully. Calvin's got that all sorted out. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Out of curiosity, what was your performance game out of the homemade RV style intake manifold? No way to determine that at this point. Although I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's very likely why we were seeing more RPM. The power curve on this engine with the stock intake was rolling over, and just grab a vice grip. Save yourself some time.
Oh no, I'll get it.
Okay. The when you looked at the power curves on the fabricated intake engine, obviously that intake would be very favorable for higher RPMs, and the power curve did not lay over the way that the factory intake did. Now, that may have been because we never did finalize the optimization of the timing curve on the camshaft on this engine. Our goal was to get this thing making power and risking the blowing it up. And the next two engines, the next three dyno sessions that we have planned, there's going to be a tremendous focus on the power, on the timing curve.
That could be part of a trophy.
Yeah, it's going to go on our wall.
Yeah, that's going on
Yeah,
our
but that's-
wall. I'm not giving that away. That's history.
That'd make a cool trophy.
Where's the other piece?
You have like a table you put them on?
Yeah, that's.
No.
We'll have to warn. We'll
Yeah,
have
there's a chunk of the rod missing.
a big chunk of the rod missing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that this thing is tight on here. Where's the broken piston?
Strife light wants to know.
Rev. Okay. Let's see. Question for Calvin. Are you using scalar values for the cam timing or a table curve?
It's a table. I'm not sure what you mean by scalar values. Yeah, basically you tell it what angle you want it to go to and it goes to it.
How about that? Look at the pin bore. It was in good shape right to the end.
Yeah.
This is not turning because it's compressed right here.
it's
Took an impact load.
got a
Are the truss bearings okay?
We're not there yet, but that's coming.
get which one those are all right there. Yeah.
No back and forth play on the crank.
I haven't checked it yet. Which we already loosened it, so.
That's like bend on the top of all the
Where's the,
rods is
rod?
suspect to crank
Walk.
walk. Yeah.
It's floating pins. It shouldn't be. Why do you say that? Why do you suggest that? What's that?
It's there.
Tull Oka
16.
Oka 16. Is that going to indicate the LS George ported head on that video? No. The LS George ported head is going to go into a project that's probably going to be late 2022 or 2023. We've got a lot of plans on things we want to do with these engines. You know, now that we know this limit, we're going to push it below that limit, but we're going to push the whole package. That being said, the ported head is being kept until we finish all the developing, and it's going to go on a built bottom end. It is not going to go on a stock bottom end engine.
Yeah, we're not gonna put that thing at risk.
Yep, don't want to risk that head. It's a beautiful piece of work. George did beautiful work, and then Snyder Performance did the valve job and blended out the valve seats, and just a spectacular job. Really, really honored with the fact that those guys put so much time into that and took time to do beautiful work. Seeing the pistons brings me back to the ring gap. No, none of the rings were damaged. No evidence of it scuffing. No evidence of any issues in the top of the bore.
You can see those things are perfect.
They are fantastic.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You can see.
Okay, second, seen the
That thing's beautiful.
What is the max you
Yeah, hold it up.
would rev the 4200 with all that stroke? We've been
when
running
you
them
turn
up to 7300. We're probably going to limit it
Turn.
to about 7000, 7100 for the rest of the developing, and then once we put the new rod piston combos in, we'll probably go back up to 7300. Excuse me. Daniel Huffman, thumbs up.
Yeah, they're. The other thing. You can move that pin back and forth,
And rotate it.
and you can rotate it. That piston's just fine. I'm gonna measure the ring gap just because I want to.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with the ring gap. Okay, the thrust bearing is a 180-degree thrust bearing, and it's right there, and it's only on the top.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to probably pop the crank out.
No, we just get the thing out and push it back and forth.
Not sure where
Okay.
you're at here.
So then the pistons scattered at the wrist pin, and where did the top of the rod go? Top of the rod was in the top of the block. The top of the piston and the top of the rod went up towards the cylinder head. The bottom of the rod came around and just keep beating chunks out of it out of the way until it was gone. But the top of the piston never left the top of the block. It broke below the wrist pin, and the rod beating on the thing. Where's the broken piston? Cameron.
I have no clue.
It's
Where's the
over
broken
there
piston?
somewhere.
It's right behind me. Okay. Yeah, the broken piston, this was sitting up in the top of the head, and you can see that this chunk was broken out because of impact. This did not break out because of the ring. It wouldn't have even happened. This has been all impacted on the side. This is not damaged. Obviously, the whole thing, it just got mutilated as the rod kept coming around and beating this thing. The interesting part is the segment of connecting rod that's missing. There's a good probably 1.5 inch chunk of the rod that's missing.
Yeah, it must. That must be one of the ones that made it to heaven.
Yeah, but here's where something formed right there. I'll have to look at that under a
Microscope.
no, a magnifying glass. But it started to break right there. See how the failure breaks when the crack propagation goes across these things. If there's a change in the failure, say it starts at a crack, it gets weak, then it takes off. What'll happen is it'll go at a certain rate across here, and then when it fails, the rate of the failure changes the direction, and I doubt we're going to be able to see any chevrons on this thing, which will indicate which direction the failure went as it went across. Because with powdered metal rods, you're not going to see chevrons like you do on the other types of metals. It's amazing. What's that?
Gearhead Chico wants your email again.
Okay, come
Do
here.
right slow.
Cameron, go to the board.
Your head. Right here. There you go. Send me an email. Okay. Back to the engine. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he can pause the video if he wants.
Okay.
What's that? What did you do with your fingers? They were injured in a construction accident a long time ago. I only have 65% of the function of this hand. It was 8 operations to get back what I got. Okay, several years ago we ran
It's like
a highly
10,000.
boosted Type 1. Our life would have been easier. E85, oh absolutely.
Read the comment
Okay.
letter.
Well, he's making a comment
Oh,
about
okay.
what he did. What do you do here? Okay.
Looks like
And,
9,000.
That's a little loose, but
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Yeah,
That's a long engine. I wouldn't.
So we got 9,000ths of thrust. So it's a little bit loose. Normally they say like 5 to 7 on an LS, but yeah, I don't think that's our issue. I mean, we'll get the thrust bearing out and look at it. It's only 180-degree thrust, so we can't look at it right now. But
Yeah, with all the bearings that are looking good, I doubt there was an issue.
Yep.
What state? We're from Pennsylvania. Strife Life. Uh-oh, he's the guy who's mad about the Ford comments. We're from California.
yeah,
No, definitely not.
Solid North Carolina here. Okay, so no pit stops in North Carolina.
okay.
We're driving straight through.
Yeah.
Solid North Carolina. We have family in North Carolina.
Don't say that.
Oh, why?
Alright, no, that was the guy in the comments. 9,000ths is not a lot. Agreed, that's good, yep. I told one of the other guys to bite me. Oh, okay. I thought you were telling us to do that.
Okay. So we gotta pop crankshaft loose, but maybe we'll cut this one off here. We're gonna do a full video on, more in depth and more concise on what we found here. So look forward to that. I really think that what we found was a rod failure and not a piston failure. I think based on all of the other pistons that we took out of the motor, it's definitely a rod failure. You can disagree with me in the comments. Feel free to share your thoughts. But we'll give you more in depth and show you more in depth on the main video. Any other comments that you want to make?
Nope, we're good to go.
Okay.
Thanks for following along,
Yep,
folks.
thanks for the
Yeah,
donations,
thank you.
and thank you very much for following along. We'll have to do more of these in the future. This is literally the first live stream I've ever done. It's a little bit weird. Got to get used to it. But as we do more, I'll certainly try to get more professional with, not leaning the phone against a tape measure. So.
Some nice comments there at the end. Thank you, folks.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Make sure
you.
you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good week.
Yep. All right. How do we stop this thing?
I gotta pee.
Okay. Hit X. Okay. Have a good one, guys.